Hey guys, it's me, Miss Mills, and welcome to Mrs. Mills' Math Time. The whole point of this video is to help you out with solving multi-step equations notes. This is going to be a fairly lengthy video because I will be doing a lot of examples in this video, and those are going to take a little bit of time. So these notes are interactive, so that means you do have to watch this video in order to get answers and explanations and fun stuff like that, and you can turn it in for a grade. Now, solving multi-step equations, that's us taking what we learned about simplifying expressions, so combining like terms. It's taking what we know about solving one-step and two-step equations and putting that together into solving multi-step equations where we have to simplify an expression and then we can solve the two-step equation. So it's taking all of our skills and putting it together, and we're doing one big mega lesson, okay? So we're going to do these notes, and let me know if you have any questions at the end, and I'll be happy to help in any way that I can. But let's go ahead and do this. All right, so the steps to solving multi-step equations, and I have them over here as well. Your first step is to distribute if necessary. So the only time you're going to distribute is if you see, like over here, this you would have to use a distributive property here, where you take your outside number and you multiply it by everything on the inside. So you do that first if necessary. Now, if you don't see that there, then you're just going to go ahead and skip to the second part, where your step 2 is to combine like terms, again, only if necessary. Okay? So that means if you have two terms with the same variable and the same exponent, that means they're like terms and you should be able to combine them. And then after you combine those like terms, then you can solve your one or two step equations by isolating the variable. So let's go over these. I have the notes here. We're going to go over all of these problems. So we should be able to cover everything. And let me know if you have any questions at the end. And let's go ahead and do this. So our first problem we have is negative 3m plus 7m plus 4 is equal to 36. All righty, let's do this. Okay, so I hope y'all can see this okay. Yeah, that works. All right, so the first step to solving this multi-step equation is I need to combine my like terms. So I need to be able to locate which terms are like, and then I need to be able to add or subtract them. So in this case, if I'm looking at my first term, which is a negative 3m, because again, we're taking the operation in front of it, negative 3m is a like term with 7m because they both have the same variable next to them, so we can combine them. Positive 4 does not have any like terms, so I'm going to leave that alone. And then this equal to 36, we're not even there yet, so don't worry about that yet. Let's just focus on this side of the equal sign. So negative 3 plus 7 is going to leave us with 4m. And then I can just bring the rest of this down. Bring down the positive 4, and then bring down that is equal to 36. And once you've simplified this, now you can solve your two-step equation. Where to solve your two-step equation, you have to first get rid of the constant. The constant is the number that is not right next to the letter. It's the number that you can get rid of using addition or subtraction. It's always kind of like added on or subtracted on to your coefficient. So our constant is going to be this positive 4, and we need to get rid of that first. Well, to get rid of a positive 4, we have to do the opposite of a positive 4, which is a negative 4. And if you do that on one side, you have to do that on the other side as well. So these cancel out because they're opposites, so I'm going to bring this 4m down. 36 minus 4 is going to leave me with 32. And then my last step here is I want to get m by itself. So in order to do that, I have to do the opposite of m is getting multiplied by 4. And the opposite of multiplication is division. And if I divide one side by 4, I have to do the same thing on the other side as well. So these cancel out. And m is equal to, well, 32 divided by 4 is going to leave me with 8. And if you ever wanted to check your work, all you have to do is plug in your 8 into the original equation and make sure that it is equal to 36. In this case, that would happen. Therefore, it is going to be 8. Okay. So the question to our very first one is going to be 8. All right. Now let's look at the second one. We have 4 plus 2x minus 8, and that's going to be equal to 44. All right, cool. Let's go. All right, so same thing here, except whenever you were looking at your notes, it told you that you had to distribute first. So in this problem, we would use the distributive property first. Why is it doing this? This is ridiculous. Can you like chill? Oh, no, it's not. There we go. Whoa. I don't know what's its problem today. It ain't doing very well. It's doing a terrible job, actually. No, that didn't help at all. Can you focus out, please? There we go. Now stop. Okay. So according to your notes, you have to distribute first. So in this case, we can use the distributive property, so I'm going to do that first. 2 times x is going to leave me with 2x. 2 multiplied by -8 is going to give me a -16 because a negative times positive is a negative number. And I'm going to go ahead and bring down this is equal to 44, and I'm going to bring down this 4 plus. All right, next step is I need to go ahead and combine like terms. So my like terms here is 4 and -16, so I'm going to box them up real quick. So I need to simplify those first. 4 minus 16 is going to leave me with -12. Positive 2x did not have any like terms, so again, I'm just going to bring that down. And then I'm going to bring down this is equal to 44. All right. All right, so the first step to solving a two-step equation is to get rid of the constant first. The constant is going to be the number that's not necessarily next to the letter. It's going to be the number that you can get rid of using addition or subtraction. So our constant here is -12, so I need to get rid of that. The opposite of -12 is going to be a positive 12 to add 12. And if you do that on one side of the balance beam, you have to do the same thing on the other side as well. So these cancel out their opposites. I'm going to bring down this 2x. 44 plus 12 is going to give me 56. All right. And then our very, very last step is I want to get x by itself. In this case, x is getting multiplied by 2. So the opposite of multiplication is division. And I'll divide on both sides because whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. So again, these cancel out because they're opposites. And x is going to be equal to 56 divided by 2, which is 28. So 28 would be our answer in this particular problem. So in here, you need to go ahead and write down 28. Okay, in the very next one, I want you to go ahead and pause this video here, and I want you to try it by yourself. So I'm going to give you a second to do that while I write this down. Okay, so I hope you pause and you tried working it out yourself. If not, let's go ahead and go over it then. All right, so first step here, we don't have to distribute in this case. We don't have any parentheses here. But what we do have to do is we have to combine our like terms. So we need to be able to locate them. So if my first term is a 6, what is my next like term with this one? Well, my next like term with this one is going to be positive 10 because they have the same, well, I mean, they're just numbers anyway. My next term is 2x, and a like term that goes along with 2x is going to be -5x. The reason they are like terms is because they have the same variable next to them, so I can combine those as well. So I need to simplify this expression before I can solve for x. So 6 plus 10 is going to give me 16. 2 minus 5 is going to leave me with -3x, and then I'll bring down this is equal to 15. And now I can solve my two-step equation. So the two-step equation says I have to get rid of my constant first. Well, my constant here is going to be this positive 16. So I have to use the opposite of positive 16, which is -16. And I have to do that on both sides. So these cancel out, they're opposites, so I'll bring down this -3x, and that is going to be equal to -1. 15 minus 16 is going to leave me with a -1. All right, and then my last step is I have to divide both sides by -3 because -3 was getting multiplied by x, so I had to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division, and whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other side as well. These cancel out, so that leaves me x is equal to 1 over 3. Because when you have a negative in the numerator and the denominator at the exact same time, they cancel out, leaving me with a positive fraction. X is equal to 1/3. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here, and I'm going to say, so this answer was going to be 1 over 3. X is equal to 1 over 3. All right, if we look at our next problem, in this case, we're going to have to use the distributive property first. So negative 6x plus 3, and that's going to be equal to 12. All right, so same thing. First step here is we need to distribute first. So we have a negative 4. We're going to multiply it by negative 6. Well, negative 4 times negative 6 is going to give us a positive 24x, because a negative times a negative is going to give us a positive. Negative 4 times positive 3 is going to leave us with a negative answer. And 4 times 3 is going to give us negative 12. Negative 4 times 3 is going to give us a negative 12. And I'll bring down this equal to 12. All right, so I cannot simplify this part of the equation any more than this. These are not like terms, so I can solve my two-step equation by getting rid of my constant first. My constant here is going to be this negative 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 12 on both sides to get rid of it. I'm going to bring this positive 24 down because these are opposites, so I can cross them out. And then 12 added by 12 is going to give us 24. And then I need to divide both sides by 24 because this is 24 multiplied by x. So I need to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. And whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other side as well. So that's going to leave me with x is equal to, again, when you have the same number in the numerator as the denominator, that's one whole of a fraction, so x is going to be equal to 1 in this case. All right, so two more problems. So what we have here is 4x minus 4, 7 minus 5x, and that is going to be equal to negative 20. All right, cool. All right, so in this case, we do have to distribute first. There's a chance for us to distribute, so we always have to do that first before we can solve the rest of the problems. So we're going to take the operation in front of this negative 4, okay? Since the operation in front of it is a minus sign, we're going to say this is a negative 4. So negative 4 times a positive 7 is going to leave us with a negative 28. And then negative 4 times a negative 4 times a negative 5 is going to leave us with a positive 20x, because we have that x there. And now I can bring down this 4x, and I can bring down this is equal to negative 20. And I'm not done yet. I do have to simplify by combining like terms, so I need to locate them first. If my first term is a 4x, its like term is going to be this positive 20x. And again, you take that operation in front of it. So 4 plus 20 is going to give me 24x. I'll bring down this negative 20, 8. And then I'm going to bring down that is equal to negative 20. And now I can solve my two-step equation by getting rid of the constant first. So to get rid of the constant, which is this right here, I need to do the opposite of minus 28. The opposite of minusing something by 28 is to add it by 28. And if I do that on one side, I have to do it on the other side as well. These cancel out because they're opposites. And I'm going to bring down this 24x. And then negative 20 plus 28 is going to leave me with 8. All right, and then the very last step is I need to get x by itself, so I need to get rid of this 24. In this case, 24 is getting multiplied by x, so I have to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other side as well. All right, so these cancel out, they're opposites, and x is going to be equal to 1/3. 8 over 24 can be reduced to 1/3. So the answer to that problem is also going to be 1 over 3. Oh, sorry. We already solved this one. This one was 1. My bad. The second one, this one right here, this one was 1 over 3. I was about to say. So now we only have one problem left that I'm going to go over, and then I want y'all to practice the skill on the iExcel and our worksheet, and y'all will be good to go. So what we have here is -3, 2x minus 3 plus 10x, and that's going to be equal to 39. All right, so in this case, we can distribute, so we need to do that first. -3 times a positive 2 is going to give us a negative answer. -3 times a positive 2 is going to give us a -6x, because we got to bring that variable down as well. -3 times a -3 is going to give us a positive 9, and I'm going to bring down this plus 10x, and I'm going to bring down that is equal to 39. Before I can solve this two-step, I have to combine like terms. So if this is my first term is -6x, I need to know that my second term is this plus 10x because they have the same variable next to them, same letter. So I need to solve that first. -6 plus 10 is going to leave me with a 4x, a positive 4x. I'll bring down that plus 9, and I'll bring down that equal to 39. And then I can solve my two-step equation by getting rid of the constant first. So the constant in this case is a positive 9. So I need to do the opposite of a positive 9, which is going to be a -9. And whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other side as well. These cancel out, they're opposites. So I'll bring down this 4x. 39 minus 9 is going to be 30. And then I have one step left. What I need to do is I need to divide both sides by 4. Because this is 4 times x, I need to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other side as well. These cancel out, so I can bring down that x. X is equal to 30 divided by 4 is going to leave me with 7 5/10. So that is going to be our answer. Again, if you ever wanted to check that, what you can do is you can plug this x value in to the original equation and solve for 39. In this case, that would happen. Therefore, that is the correct answer. Guys, if y'all have any questions, let me know, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can. 7.5. I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and I will see y'all later.